I just wanted to jump on today and talk a little bit with you. It is beautiful outside, and I'm really bummed that I can't be outside shooting this. I wanted to go outside, but it's too windy, so that would probably not be very great. So I just decided to jump on here real quick, and spring is here. I hope everyone had a happy Easter this weekend. Life is getting busy, at least it does for us in the Midwest when the weather changes, and now everyone comes back to life. We've all been hibernating inside our homes over the winter, so there's lots of activity outside. This life just seems to pick up pace immediately all of a sudden. And so, what happens when we get busy is that we don't take the time to sit down and reflect about life. And we can continue living at this super high pace, and things may not be quite the way we want them to, but it's not bad enough that we, actually do anything about it because life is so busy and you just keep going. That's how people can go years and years in their lives being depressed and unhappy and not achieving their goals because things are just sort of so and they're just living and they don't realize that there are actually changes that they need to make in order to make improvements that they might not even know they need to improve. So that's how also people end up making these statements like, oh, well, I'll get to this someday. Or, yeah, I really want to do this thing. I want to go climb this mountain or have some bucket list item that they want to do. And they say, I'll get to it someday. In all those things that you feel like you don't have time to do, but you want to do, and someday you'll get to it. They just never happen. We all know what that's like, right? So, how do we prevent ourselves from getting so busy and actually getting the time to do the things that we want to do? And how do we make sure that life really is all it can be because we are going after the things that we want to go after, and that we're not just so busy that we're not taking time to evaluate if we really are getting out of life what we want? So, in order to do that, the best way is to have systems and habits in your life that help us pause and reflect and keep us continually growing and continually having things that we're working towards. Doesn't matter how big they are, or how little they are, or how fast or slow you go, but by having a system in your life to make sure that you're taking the time to pause every once in a while and reflect and say, okay, well, where am I going? What is it that I am trying to accomplish? That is going to help you accomplish those things so much easier and so much more reliably. And so, what this can look like is it can be a combination of different things. You can have daily habits, weekly, monthly, quarterly, or yearly habits. And I have a combination of all of those things. I have habits that I have put into my life to build time in for reflection and to build time in to do the things that I want to do to be growing and to be expanding in my life so that I can be the best wife, the best mother, and the best person that I want to be. And to make sure that life just isn't passing me by. And I've got all these things that I want to do someday, but I have no idea what that someday actually means or if I'll even get to it. So, what happens when you do these things, when you have habits that you set aside to take the time to reflect, to pause, to look at where you've been and look at where you want to go and actually put a plan into place to achieve those things? What happens is that you will see opportunities there that you never saw before. You'll see little tiny things that can be changed that are so easy to change that make worlds of difference. And you're going to wonder, why didn't I see this before? Or why didn't I make this simple change before? It was so easy. You'll also see things that you don't really realize are bothering you, or they might be masked as something else. They might be hiding as another problem that you're focusing on and something you're trying to fix over here, but it's actually a problem over here instead. And because you haven't taken the time to kind of sit down and peel back all the different layers of your life, you can't make that connection. You can't see that what you're focusing on really isn't the problem, and something over here is instead. So if you're able to do this, if you're setting up a routine or a habit to take time out and pause and reflect and make sure that you are doing the things that you want to do in life, what that does for you is that makes it so that you will be able to live more fully now, in the moment, present today, instead of always living your life for the future. A lot of people talk about, at least in college, living for the weekend, and I think young people say that a lot. And sometimes maybe you do feel like, I'm just working all week. All I want it to be is the weekend, or all I want it to be is the end of the day so that I can go home and drink a glass of wine or do whatever. So by being able to pause and reflect and make some goals and things to work towards, it helps you to really be able to just be happy with right now, knowing that you're on the road to those things coming. And you have this deep sense of satisfaction and achievement, knowing that you're actually doing the things that are going to get you the places that you want to go, instead of just saying, someday I'll get to it. So it's also going to bring you less confusion, and it'll get rid of kind of that unsettling feeling. You'll feel this huge sense of progress. And it will also give you a fantastic sense of purpose in life. I think we can very easily live our lives for a long time without having a real purpose. And your purpose has to be something that moves you, something that makes you get up in the morning, something that you are so passionate about that if if this thing was not existent, you might as well not be living. Um, Having that sense of purpose and that passion in your life is something that makes it worth living. So, and I think a lot of times we can live for a long time and not have a purpose and just kind of go about our day and not really reflect on it. So that's why it's so important that you take the time to pause and reflect and really figure out, what is my purpose in life? What is my why? Why am I here? Why am I doing what I'm doing? And what is it that I'm actually doing? Where am I going? So once you start building these habits and you're taking time to reflect regularly, something might happen. You might encounter some fear, because what's happening is you are taking something that's unknown. There are these things that might change, and we like being comfortable, right? We don't like change as humans. And so you might not know that there's this like change, or there's this fear sitting there that you didn't know that you had, because you're starting to push yourself and get a little bit uncomfortable. You might start to play all kinds of mind games with yourself. The secret here, though, when you encounter that fear is the most important sign that there's the greatest opportunity for growth on the other side of that fear. Whatever it is that you're scared, if you can push past that fear, and even if you fail your way through it and make it out the other side and see that you survived, that's where the biggest opportunity for growth can happen. So you and then once you do that a few times, you'll start to realize, when that fear comes up, you'll know, oh, okay, I'm doing the right thing. I know I'm doing the right thing here, because I'm being scared means that I'm going to grow when I come out the other side. I just have to push through it and stick. And you'll what happens is you'll stop avoiding fear, and you'll start leaning into your fear a little bit more. Because most people, they encounter a fear and it's uncomfortable. What do? They back away. They stop. They say, no, I can't do that. It's not safe. It's uncomfortable. That's why many people don't accomplish the biggest goals in their lives and their biggest dreams, because they're not willing to get uncomfortable, and they're not willing to push through those fears that they have. I'm not saying that it's easy. It is not easy. So how do you do it then? How do you push through those fears? Well, you follow a system to help you with your mindset and have a system to provide you accountability. You have other people that are also pushing through their fears along with you so that you can rely on each other, you can support each other, and you'll have a sense of knowing that you're coming from the same place. You're going through the same experiences and you're facing the same challenges that other people are facing. So you realize that you're not alone. That really is the best way to be able to push through your fears. So you may have seen a program that I have coming up that I've been talking about. It starts on April 16th, and that is a program to do exactly that. It is to provide support and accountability and guidance to put these systems into place in your life so that you can set some goals, that you can evaluate where you are and where you want to go, and have a better, clearer picture of how am I going to get there. It'll help you find your passion and find your why. Why am I living? Why do I get up in the morning? And make sure that your life is aligned so that you are following that passion and you're moving towards that why, so that every day you have a purpose on this planet and in your life. So I was just going to say that there are only 3 spots left in this program. So now is the time to join. We have an awesome group of women. And I'm so excited for this because these ladies are going to make some noise in the world, and I'm excited to be a part of that with them. And so visit the page that is the link in the description and book a call with me. I want to close this out on Friday. So Friday is your last chance to get on a call with me and potentially join this program just to see if it's a good fit. So in order to, if nothing else, if you don't get on a call with me, take some time to sit down and evaluate things. Put it on your calendar. Go somewhere, go outside, enjoy the nice weather, grab a journal, sit down and ask yourself the questions. Why? Why am I here? What is my purpose? Why do I do what I do? What is it that I want to be doing? And what are the things that are stopping me? What fears do I have? And ask yourself if maybe those fears, is there something on the other side of that fear that I need to push through in order to get to the other side and have made this big growth on the other side of that fear. All right, so that's what I have today. Just short and simple, and have a great week. I will see you soon.